Um, I think someone else had chimed in just about now.
Oh, I was going to share on Central Middle School's Interact Club. So I think like all of our clubs, they completely dissipated last year and they're rebuilding. But they had their, I guess, club day last Wednesday where all the clubs got to present and there was overwhelming interest in folks wanting to join Interact and get involved. So this Friday is actually the club's first meeting of the year. And Sean Sluntz from our club and myself and a couple other people will be joining them for that meeting. So hopefully we'll have more to share for our next call.
Awesome. All right. I think that's just a kind of a good update of clubs around the state. You know, obviously it's a challenge. We're kind of all in rebuilding mode here with public schools and other schools just kind of restarting their social activities or community service activities. So again, I'm here to help. Please, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to update folks on some of the upcoming D5000 programs. And I know there hasn't been a ton of action on them. I apologize. This past August has just been a work nightmare for me. In addition to handling all the HR issues with COVID. With the Rotary and Toastmasters webinars, nothing to report right now, except that I do want to start planning a couple for this upcoming year. The virtual format was hard to do. We talked about it last meeting about trying to do maybe a hybrid where we could have some folks in person and then have some folks join in via Zoom for at least so we could broadcast it out to the state. That being said, obviously, I think in the abundance of caution, we're going to try to keep things virtually again for the next few months. But I'm looking for maybe some opportunities to have an in-person / hybrid Toastmasters event, maybe towards the end of this year and early next. I have been very bad at this, but I need to be better about it. Does anybody want to help plan some of these Toastmasters webinars? Last year we had done two. We did one on like personal branding and kind of your personal mission statement and your elevator pitch, and then we did one on just kind of speaking with confidence. Both of them, you know, not super well attended for being a fall semester, spring semester kind of end of the year type of event. But I think the students that did attend did get a lot of use out of it. Is there anybody who would be willing to help me plan 2 or 3 similar events this year, open to anyone from middle school Interact to seniors in high school? This is something that can help them with job interviews, with scholarship interviews, with HRYF interviews. I can help them with going to college. Anybody interested in helping me plan a few Saturdays? I see Kelly's hand. I see Linda. I have to scroll to the next page here. I see Clarence. Anyone else? Naomi, and is that Steve Dyer? All right, because your name is different.
Yeah, I'm the token Holly. Sorry, it's Dyer.
Yeah. All right. I thank you for volunteering. I am going to send out a separate committee, kind of subcommittee meeting to that. My goal would be to get at least one done this fall. So that will be something that we work on. I'm going to move on to the college and career readiness webinars. I don't see Gary Picaro on the page here, able to attend the meeting. But last year we also did 2 of these, had better attendance, but I think it was a very unique type of event because each school kind of has their own recommendations as to how to navigate the college and career readiness process. We did one on the kind of the common application, which is an application that can be used. You fill it out once and you can send it to multiple schools. So we had juniors and seniors attend that one that were interested in how to make their common application stand out to a reviewer. And then we did one on kind of financial aid and the FAFSA, a little bit on the high level on the FAFSA. I want to do more because I think this is such an important type of outreach we can give to our students, and something that obviously Rotary, being a business organization, can lend a lot of expertise to. And so I think there's something with even with interviewing, resume prep, personal finance, and finance 101 for folks that are, need to take care of their own finances. I think if we can hold 4 of these a year, that would be wonderful. Again, virtual, to try to reach as many students on the within a state. So I know Tom Riley and Susan Goya have chipped in to help me with this, because Susan also was a college counselor. She was able to help kind of navigate the, all the different differences between the public schools and private schools and all those other things. So I think we have kind of a working committee with those. Anyone else interested in helping with these? Valerie's gonna help me with the flyer. I know Kelsey mentioned that folks are zoomed out, and I totally agree. We need to find ways to hopefully try to do some of these in person, or maybe find a way to get this information in a format that is easily distributable to your individual clubs, so you can go give these presentations to your Interact clubs directly. Anybody interested in helping me plan maybe the first one, which might just be on, applications and resumes? How about something like that? Sandy, I know it's we don't have a lot of time, because their applications are going to be due probably in the next couple months. So this is very kind of pressing right now for me to get this going. So Sandy, anyone else want to jump in with me? I see Steve again. All right. We will get something going here for that, and I will let you know when that occurs. Jeff, you were going to say something?
Not me.
Nope. Okay. All right. Moving on the agenda, Young Professionals Focus Group and Networking Event. Last week they had Kent Keith, and hopefully that was well attended, again, virtual again, but I know it's hard to not do things virtually now. Naomi, do you have next month's speaker yet lined up, or still working on it? I think
Tiara is planning in-person social, so maybe Tiara can
awesome.
talk about that.
Hey, sure. So I'm actually planning a networking event. It's going to be island-wide. We're looking at October 20th. We may push back just due to everything going on right now with the restrictions.
Okay, so
oh, I'm sorry, what was that, Naomi?
Nope, I think she was talking to someone else. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So we may push back, or right now it's in communication if we want to do this as a Zoom meeting instead. So just trying to work out the kinks of it, but yeah, more updates to come.
Thanks, great. I'll keep that on the calendar here, and if it does turn into a Zoom event, we'll make sure to send it out statewide again, so everyone can attend. But obviously, if it's island-wide and in person, then it'll be for Oahu here.
Yes.
All,
thank you.
All right. I have.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yes.
Sorry, it's going to be on every island. So
it will be great.
China Price on Kauai, yeah. Kelsey on Maui, and Keith Greer's on Big Island. So it'll be each island doing their own social.
And who is on Kauai again?
China Price.
Okay.
From Honolulu.
Okay.
Awesome. And again, I think I made this pitch before. I have Kelly's offer for, I think it was Aloha Care, right, Kelly, for the CEO there. This group is just looking for opportunities for CEOs to come talk to their group. Naomi, go ahead. I feel like she's in a bad Wi-Fi or network spot.
Sorry. Yeah. Benton is starting up a leadership session on Saturdays for every quarter. And so that would be leadership, general leadership skills. So the first one is September 4th, I believe. And so we're inviting the young professionals to those sessions. So that will be quarterly on leadership skills.
Great. So this is open to young professionals. Are you extending it?
Yes.
And and I would assume even Rotaract. Would you extend it to
Yes.
Interact or not Interact?
No, it'll be for Rotaract
Rotaract
and young professionals.
and young professionals. All right.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you know anyone who wants to, who would benefit from it, please send them that to that September 4th by Benson. All right, Jeff is on the call. Jeff, I'll give you a few minutes if you want to update folks on HRYF.
Yep, the webinar we had for the celebration of our scholarship recipients went really well. We had about 57 people attend, which was great, more than last year. There's some advantages to Zoom. The big thing for us is Give Aloha program starts next month in September for the whole month of September. I'll be coming out with a HRF bulletin on the program, the history of it, and how you can participate. But it's a good way for clubs to get their per capita funds in to be eligible for the $10,000 and $5,000 scholarship. So, and then we'll have some training coming up, and I'll send a bulletin out on that also. So that's about all I have right now.
Thank you. And I had a very nice panel set up in early August with several contacts passed to me by Joanne Laird. So thank you, Joanne, for doing all of that. But I was unable to get the panel together in time. We were trying to do this for a pre, college discussion for all of this year's HRYF recipients. I will definitely plan on doing that next year. And if anybody wants to assist me with helping to plan that, that would be super helpful. We'll have another year here. But the intention was for us to have a panel for all of our recipients to ask and hear perspectives from folks who already are in college and were involved in their Rotaract clubs in college and are involved in their Rotaract clubs in college. So I know Joanne's contacts were at University of Pacific and I think was it Princeton or was it one of those? Yale, it was Yale. And are involved in Rotaract in college. So I will come back to them next year and we'll get something together for them to try to increase that pipeline here from HRYF and other of our programs into Rotaract. So, all right, Ryla is coming up in February, and it just seems like it was just not too long ago, but it was actually about 6 months ago. So the planning committee is back at it again. This year, you see the Oahu dates. I know there were some other dates that were being set by some of the outer islands. Jen, do you have a date for Big Island?
Yeah, the same exact weekend. And I think Mary's on here too, and she can confirm her weekend too, which I think is the
Mary.
same.
How about Maui?
Yep, same weekend.
Same weekend. All right, awesome. I know we're all excited about it. It was a great program last year for a interactive virtual Ryla, but this year we're on the fence. I'm hearing that we have about a month and a half or so to make a decision whether or not to go virtual again or try to have them in person. So just stay tuned. That obviously will affect the cost of attendance for each of you. So I know a lot of you have probably budgeted something in your club's grants or budgets. Unfortunately, I don't have a better number for you as of yet. And then Junior Ryla, Joanne, are you on the call? Do you want to give a quick update on where we stand with all of our club's generous support?
Yes, I'm going to go, if you let me share my screen, I've got a list of the clubs who have submitted their wonderful contributions. Can everybody see that? Yeah. So we have 13 clubs who have sent $100 each. And then there's 4 clubs down at the bottom that have earmarked their grant funds to pay for the $100 to support Junior Ryla. I'm waiting to hear from the grants chair to see if there's others. But I really want to thank the clubs that are on the list because they sent their $100 in, and we definitely can move forward to support the program this year. I will be sending gentle reminders to other clubs that haven't submitted their contribution to hopefully secure more to fund the program this year and next year. So
Joanne?
yes, yes.
Yeah, Wahio Lewis should be sending in theirs in pretty soon. I thought they had done it already, but I'll double check.
Well, you just go track them down, Jeff. And if anybody is on this call and doesn't see their club name, please consider sending the contribution. I can send to all the youth chairs a generic invoice again, which is very easy. And you just put your club name in and contact and mail a check. And so if Ryan will allow me, I will send the invoice to all the youth chairs again and let the clubs know that we do have 13 that have already paid. So.
Yes, feel free to.
May I also say this is Elidas and Volcano. We have not received anything at all on this. And we did start a youth RILA. We do that with Hilo and all that. And we have some other schools that may be involved. So I really appreciate all you're doing. And can you please send us the information?
I will send the invoice and the plea to all the youth chairs this time. I think it went to the presidents, right, Ryan?
It went to the presidents and youth service chairs, I believe.
Okay, well, we'll just do it again.
We'll do it again. We'll do it
All
again.
right. Thank you for support. Okay, I'll stop.
And Joanne, you had a date too, and I forgot to put the agenda.
It's the 19th of February.
19th, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's the week after. It's a one-day Saturday morning event, but it's open to all of our middle school students. And again, I think our goal here with Joanne and Junior Ryla is to just provide as much opportunity for our middle school students to become involved and interact and Rotary and join the Rotary family and everything. So your funds, while it's just kind of a flat rate, $100 per club is all we're asking. There is no attendance limit because this is all virtual. The more students we get to attend, the more the funds will just be used here to pick up more keynote speakers or develop more curriculum or all of these different things. And so it's definitely expandable with everyone's generous donations. And last year, I think it was almost over 90 students, right, attend. And that was from just a few clubs, but imagine if we got all of our middle schools and our middle school clubs involved, this could be very, very, very big. So thank you for that support. All right. That being said, I did want to give the last kind of 15 minutes here just to talk about what do you want to see this committee do this year? What do you want to see the district help you with in terms of youth service and how we can best support all of your youth activities this year? I know there was a lot of optimism about seeing our students in person, but that kind of has been stunted a little bit here recently. I'll just kind of have this open mic here for the next 10 minutes, and I'll keep the last kind of 5 minutes here for myself. What would folks want to see? I know, they were talking about joint projects, doing environmental cleanups outside, so folks are in the fresh air. Kelsey, go ahead.
Hi guys. Yeah, I was actually just thinking it might be nice to have, because there are, newer members who aren't as familiar with the program and things like that. So I was thinking it might be really nice to have like a guidebook of some kind saying, oh, this is a great timeline for you to reference. Like at this time, you should be reaching out to your Interact clubs and seeing how they're doing. Or at this time, you should be scheduling at least one project, just because it's when you have newer members and people like me, we don't really know what what the best thing to do is, or like when the best time is to reach out or things like that, because we're newer. So any little bit is so helpful. I have Joanne who sends me reminders and things like that, and she's amazing. But I mean, just any type of a guideline or anything like that would be so helpful.
No, I appreciate that. I actually, I'll share my screen really quickly here. But I did have something, can you all see my screen? Where it was just a calendar, kind of how to plan out your youth service year. This is a little old, and I'm not sure if the months are all the same anymore. But I will work on something that folks can use to help kind of guide their year, get that going for you.
That would be
All
great.
right.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Anyone else? Hey, Jen.
I just want to thank Ryan. At the beginning of our new year, well, just a couple of weeks ago, really, Ryan came on and we gave a question and answer and informational little meeting to our new club members along with our old club members. And of course, that youth protection is a big one, but I just want to thank you, Ryan, for being there for us. And I know you can't be for every club, but it really helped. The new members were really appreciative of that. So
No,
being informed is big.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I am 100% available, schedule pending, but I would be more than willing to meet with any of your clubs, with your areas. If your AGs want to invite me to any of your meetings to go over things in more detail. I know these meetings can get a little cumbersome and not as detailed as maybe you want to get into some of the activities. So I'd be more than happy to join any of you for a separate session. How about projects? Anybody thinking about projects this year besides the virtual ones?
Ryan, this is Elida again. One
Hi,
of the
Elida.
things you had mentioned earlier was about putting things together rather than just going Zoom or remote, so that we could take something to the schools ourselves. That is wonderful, because here on our island, we're working with Ka'u, Na'alehu, and Volcano, and a lot of times that we don't have internet connections. We don't. So it would be really beneficial to go ahead and continue the idea of putting something together that we could hold and bring with us to do in school activities.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, no, absolutely. I think so we're looking at any kind of college or career readiness or any kind of Toastmasters event. If we can find a way to have both a virtual session and an in-person session, and it's just maybe a toolkit or something like that, we'll look to try to develop something like that this year.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
We had the chair of Oahu Surfrider Foundation speak to us last week. I don't know if he's speaking to all of your Rotary clubs yet, but he came up with this like wheelbarrow contraption that sucks up the sand and all the plastic that you find on the beach. And then through some technology that I don't understand, it filters out the organic material from the plastic. Ryan's shaking his head because he probably already knows this, but it's I think $400 to $700 to buy all the materials. And it would be a really cool project to do with our Interact clubs, because they could learn about the science behind, I want to learn about the science behind it, but they can work with this foundation to actually build this contraption, and then they have it. So for beach cleanups, it's not just cleaning up trash, it's actually filtering out the plastic from our beaches and the sand. And I can't think of something that's more Hawaii than that project. So if anyone's interested, I'd be happy to connect you to him to speak to your clubs and see if you might be interested in sponsoring him for your Interact projects.
Thanks, Valerie. You want to share that? If you can share that with me, that'd be great. I know, I think they're making the rounds. I did not know you could buy the materials and build the machine yourself. So that's helpful. And I do want to share that with my Roosevelt and Mid-Pacific clubs.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really fun hands-on project,
Yeah.
assuming Delta goes away and everyone's safe.
Anyone else? So I really appreciate folks volunteering to help me with the Toastmasters and the college and career stuff. Those I think will be hopefully become mainstays here as we move forward in the next years of youth, and to whoever my successor may be. Any other project ideas or anything you want the this committee to work on? I am still hoping here to, at some point at the end of this year, do a district interact assembly tied to our district sort of interact council, and maybe even set the stage next year for Interact Club Awards and other type of events. There used to be a Interact Council for this district, I'm told many years ago, before I was probably out of high school. But I would be more than, I definitely would love to find a way to restart that and have it sustainable by the students. I think in a time like this, they need these types of connections more now than ever coming out of COVID. So anyone else? Hey, Steve.
So I mean, we have potentially an opportunity, depending by where things are at, come November, for Rotary Gives Thanks. At the Diamond Head Clubhouse, there's a big open area garden that we've helped rehabilitate phase 1, and they're ready to expand into phase 2. And every island in the state has a clubhouse program. And if you want any information about Clubhouse International or the entree for the clubhouse, on your island, I've actually visited the one in Kapa'a, the 2 on Big Island in Hilo and Kona. I've been to a couple of the clubhouses here in Oahu, as well as the one in Wailuku and Maui. And so they're working with basically what we call in healthcare the SMI population, the severe and persistently mentally ill. So these are people who may have had experienced very severe brain trauma or have a developmental disability. And so the program is international. There's a couple thousand clubs worldwide that work to mainstream in and help support independent living for adults with mental illness. So at my Rotary Club, where I blue badged in Auburn, Washington in District 5030 10 years ago, we had a similar type program to Clubhouse that worked with working with employment with this population. So we always hired one of the program participants to be our club greeter. So he or she would take the tickets for lunches, make change, help get badges for folks out of the holder. We did mock interviews with them. So a lot of the programs delivered through the clubhouses were kind of put on hold during COVID. So we helped get devices into people's hands, some MiFis to help connect people who weren't in group homes, who didn't have home internet. But part of it's about kind of life skills training. So the gardens are really a farm to table project where the residents help grow the food. There's a kitchen in the area where lunch is provided that becomes the focal point for their day program and kind of part of routinizing their day to give them chores, to give them responsibility, teach them skills about cooking, to make them independent. So, we'll have an opportunity to bring folks together, and it's right across from Hugs on Kilauea Avenue in Kaimuki at the old state hospital there. So, it's a big open area place. We had some of our interactors there do a cleanup when we gave some of the district COVID grant money there that came from RI. So it's a it's a great place to meet a program that intimately connects to some of the communities most vulnerable. And it is something that is across our state where there are programs on each of our islands to support this population. So maybe a good thing to bring to your club as a potential speaker, and another opportunity to help connect the students, that we're working with, who are, real high achievers, with some folks who are really starting a couple steps behind and need a little extra boost. So.
Oh, thanks for the heads up. I think that's a great opportunity. I think, we talked about doing joint projects. So if there are large projects like that where you can help a clubhouse garden, is this similar to the Waipahu Aloha Clubhouse, which I've been to? These are Department of Health kind of partnered clubhouses. So they have their own gardens there too. So there are clubhouses, like Kelly's saying, in different locations. If you want to get a couple of clubs together, do something outside where we can do a joint project for Rotary Gives Thanks. I think those are great ideas. I can definitely help. Before pandemic, we had started to organize projects island-wide on Oahu by region. I can definitely try to help get youth involved in island-wide projects by region if you guys are interested. So thanks for that. Steve, I know you wanted to say something too.
No, I know it's getting late, but real quick, last year was both of our Interact clubs had an O for a year. And this year, who knows, school is just getting started this month. So who knows what's going to happen. But part of us being part of the solution, I think could be, we do something called Student of the Quarter. And forgive me if any of you are already doing this, or maybe even a Student of the Month program. We have the Interact coordinator nominate top students that they feel would qualify to be recognized as a Student of the Quarter. And then they attend our meetings. We give them the floor for a few minutes, give them a chance to introduce themselves and get over their nervousness and, what they're doing, what they want to do. And they sit in on our meeting. It's by Zoom, so it's safe. So it's just a thought, something to try. We've had a lot of success with it. So just an idea.
No, and can be something just to keep those touches with your Interact clubs, make sure that, you guys are interacting together and relating together. So thanks for that suggestion.
And Ryan, that actually reminds me of something we talked about as a club. So we do, and I apologize if this isn't the right forum to bring it up on. So sorry, Ryan, in advance, but we do an annual 4-way test essay, where the students can write an essay on the 4-way test, and then we read it, and then we choose a winner and they get a check. But we were talking about, could we bring this to a district level, where I had suggested maybe the winner can come to our district conference at Alani and share their essay. Because I remember when I was in Interact, the coolest thing about being in Interact was presenting to Rotarians, because they all got to listen to me talk. So it would be really awesome if we could give them that opportunity. And that idea kind of snowballed into, what if we did a district-wide contest? And what if we had lots of clubs send in their top speaker, and then we did another contest at the conference where we got to choose kind of a conference winner. So not sure if that's kind of biting off more than we can chew this year, but wanted to throw that out as an idea of something I think would be really cool for the students.
Oh, it's a great idea. I know our club had the 4-way test essay contest a couple of years ago, but it's a real easy thing to do during COVID remotely. So that's a great idea. Why don't you and I can talk about it, and then we'll see how we can get the active clubs maybe participating, so we can get at least 25 to 30 essays to review. I think that would be really cool for the district.
If you have a form that you're using, please share it out to make cascading this easier. That'd be great. Hate to invent the wheel if you've got something great going.
Yep, sounds good. All right.
I think Brian has something. Ryan,
you got.
So I actually had similar thoughts for our 4-way test speech contest, which is similar but audio and visual. as opposed to written, bringing it up to a more district level type thing and having more clubs participate in it. Haven't made any progress on it yet other than thinking about it, but I'd be intrigued, Valerie and Ryan, to see if maybe we can combine, get some synergies between a speech and a essay contest and, you know, do things at the district level. So feel free to include me in your shenanigans.
Cool. Appreciate that. We'll do an essay
Ryan,
test first. Yeah.
We can do another Rotary trivia where you answer all the questions that come in first place.
Yeah. All right. It's 6:32. I appreciate everyone's time tonight. We had 42 attendees here, which is more than the last time. So I'm going to make the executive decision to hold our meetings on the fourth Monday of every month from now on. So please, we will update the district calendar and you'll see another invite for me in a month, but I'm going to reach, thank you again. Thank you to everyone who volunteered for a subcommittee and group. I'm going to reach out to you this week, I promise, and we're going to get some stuff moving for Sandy's year. So thank you everyone for your time. That's all I had for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, for everything.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. Awesome meeting.
No problem.
Thank you.